Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat and I'm here for you. I am here for you usually 3 times a week to hopefully cheer you up and help you find those keys to the door that will unlock your happiness. That's my goal, to help you be happy, help you find your happiness. Hey, if this is your first time here, welcome to the podcast. I'm glad you found the show. You got about 460 episodes to catch up on, but welcome. You found me for a reason. You found this show for a reason. You were searching for something positive, and whatever keyword you searched for brought you here. So hopefully it's not a waste of your time. Hopefully I can help you find your happiness and those keys to the door for your positivity and stuff like that. I gotta say thank you. They're not an official sponsor, but they do take care of me. They are called Podomatic. And if you go to Podomatic, PODOMATIC.com, that's who has been hosting my show and my first podcast that I used to have. And they did a fantastic job. And I've been with them since the beginning. I think since they started, and they've always taken care of me. Started off as a free podcast. If you want to start your own podcast, you can do it for free on Podomatic.com. You can actually podcast from your phone. It's so freaking cool. So check them out, Podomatic.com. And I want to say thank you guys for taking care of me all these years and getting the word out, the positive word out to every possible podcast location. Everybody who has a podcast, iHeart, Apple, Spotify, you name it, and they put you out on all of them. So if you want to start your podcast, you can do it for free, Podomatic.com. Thank you guys for everything you do. I got to do my quick promo for my first book. I'm actually working on a second one right now, but the first one is called The Positive Perspective. You can get it on Amazon, or you can go directly to my website and avoid big tech. BePositivePodcast.com. A pop-up will come up, and you could buy it from Amazon or buy it directly from me, and you can also get your personalized copy there. And that seems to be I think that's the popular thing for people to get a personalized copy, making me sign stuff. And now I got stickers and I got magnets and stuff that I'm sticking in with the books now. So if you want to get a book, you could get a couple extra goodies. All right. Anything else I got to say? The text line, 304-506-3332. I love to hear from you. I love seeing your pictures. And, you know what? I'm telling you, when you text me and I ask you your name, I ask you your name for a reason, not just so we could chit chat, boom, boom, and be done with it. You're in my contacts. When you text the show and tell me your name, we're now friends. I put you in my contacts, and I reach out, and every once in a while you might get a random text message from me, and sometimes people are like, who's this? And I'm like, this is Nat from Be Positive Podcast. And they're like, well, okay, I texted you 2 years ago. Oh, sorry. Cause I randomly go through my texts and my contacts, my podcast contacts, which is quite a few of them. I'm telling you what. And I randomly select people. And if you get a text message from me, then, you're special. You got picked up. All right. What the hell am I going to talk about today? Well, a lot of times, all the time, I try to talk about positive things and things that I understand and try to explain things and really help us all decipher things about our lives that will make us think about stuff in a different way to possibly be happier or understand a situation. You email me, I talk about your stuff, and hopefully I come up with some solutions or some ideas and directions that you can think differently about a situation. And I just got some text messages about someone who's going through some very serious stuff with their ex, with her husband and her kids, and tough decisions. I mean, emotions play into it, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know how to do it. And I tell everybody when they ask me, what should I do? And there's an easy answer. If anyone ever asks you, what should I do? What should I do? You tell them, if your best friend was going through the same thing you're going through right now, what would you tell them? And then take your own advice. And I think that is the hardest part, is taking our own advice and actually We could give good advice, and we could tell people how to raise their kids or how to live their life or how to deal with their relationship or what to say to their boss. We could tell people that, and then we're hypocritical and we don't do that to ourselves. We don't respect ourselves enough to do that. So, I've learned this, and I actually learned this during the course of creating this podcast for this past 4 odd years, that I start thinking about what I would tell somebody else if they were going through the same thing I was. And I try to put myself in the third person, and it's like, okay, I'm going through this thing in my life, and how do I deal with it? Well, what if somebody else was going through it? And I totally pull myself out of the reality of going through the situation, no matter what it is. Whether it's insecurity when you're talking to somebody, whether it's a job interview, or it's you're afraid to ask for a raise, or you're not communicating with your spouse, or something is not making you happy, and you just or you're not standing up for yourself. Whatever it is, I think about, what? If someone came to me and said, I really wish I would have said this. I really wish I would have done that. Or this is the situation. What should I do? My fiance and my boyfriend has a girlfriend and refuses to get rid of her, but he wants to stay married. Say your husband is doing that and has a relationship on the side and refuses to stop doing that. But you have kids and you want to stay together for the kids. Well, you're teaching your kids wrong relationship habits. And I can say that, speak from the heart. When I left my ex and left my 10-year-old son behind, who didn't understand what was going on, but I did not want him to think that what he was seeing was what love is supposed to be. And that was many years ago. Now he's 25, and he gets it. And he understands. Even though he's pissed that his dad left, he gets it. But in order for me to do that, even back then, when I think about this now, actually analyzing the situation, in order for me to actually leave that situation and do the right thing, I had to say, what do I want my son to think? What would I tell my best friend if they were in the same situation to do? What's the outside perspective, the other perspective of where I'm at? Not my inside in the bubble and in the moment perspective. What is my outside? What if somebody I loved was going through this? What would I tell them to do? How would I support them? How would I give them advice? What would I tell them? And if you put it like that and you really separate yourself from the situation in your mind in order to get to this point, you say, okay, how would I tell someone else what to do? What would I say? What would I recommend? What's my best? What do I think would make them happier in the long run? And then I'll tell you what, I'd say 75% of the time, what you would tell your friends, you wouldn't tell yourself. So why are you treating yourself with less respect than you have for your friends? So take your own advice, and it's step away from the situation, isolate it, and what would you say to someone else? You have your life, say you're in this situation, you put that aside, and now you got a friend that has just come to you with the same problem that you need to give them guidance. They need your help. What would you tell them? And then take your own advice. And I'll tell you what, you start doing that. That's the higher power. That's the infinite intelligence. That's the collective. That's the energy of the universe coming to you to help you to resolve your situation and your whole being. All right. So that's about all I have to say about this. This is just a quick show that I had to get out there and start talking. And I know I've left you guys hanging, sometimes when I go a week without doing a show, but you know what? I gotta take a break too. Hopefully there's enough shows to keep you busy while I'm, like spending a week with my family and stuff like that. But I try to get here and, any chance I can. And, even if I gotta do it driving to work in the morning. If you've listened to the show a lot, you've heard those mobile podcasts that are really huge downloads. I've heard. Sorry about that. I'll keep those short. But, anyway, man, I appreciate everybody listening to the show. And, I want everyone to know that if you're listening to the show and you haven't subscribed somewhere, whether it's on Spotify or Podomatic or iHeart, subscribe. Don't just keep downloading and listening. Hit the subscribe, sign up. If they ask for your email, I'm not going to take your email. I don't know anything about that stuff. But I need some more of you to actually give me a little bit more validity in the market, in the world, and to help me get this podcast, to help us get this positivity out there to more people. So when you subscribe and you share and you go to the YouTube channel, I think that every podcast gets put on YouTube with some kind of splash screen. I'm going to have to check that, but apparently something like that is happening. So subscribe to all that stuff. The YouTube channel, Facebook, whatever, anywhere you can subscribe. Especially go to Podomatic and subscribe there. You might have to put your email in and sign up for a quick account, but if you're not going to use it, hey, you might even find another cool podcast there. You know, somebody who's even smarter than I am, which there's a lot of them out there. All right, man. That's it. That's the show. This is going to be like the Super Bowl special show because, it is now Super Bowl Sunday, 2023. And, so that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to, support the show, grab the book, The Positive Perspective. You can get that anywhere, actually, only Amazon or my website. And I want to hear your text messages. This isn't really a show. This is just me yammering on and talking. So if you like this style better than my really structured show, let me know. 304-506-3332. Say chatter yes or something like that. I don't know. All right, man. I had a good time doing this. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. I'll talk to you later.